but I've been enjoying it, and the food, I'm still trying. When you go to the process, the picture, you will always have to kind of.
This is the population, rural population and urban population. So in 2015, so it's almost 400,000 hectares, and different way. That's
Okay. I count 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, go.
that it's inefficient. Lots of discussions about efficiency and how you measure that. It's a very efficient use of labor. It makes
the treatment that we made to our lands are like
that brought in with the money. It's no longer the money now. We're not after the money. We're after modifying the land house.
The coastline. So that was an example of not balancing between the development projects. Actually, it's helpful for the local community that we increase the trade and the connectivity between the cities. But
seasonally, and they're making some income, and the youth, it's mostly youth before they had no jobs, so they're expressing some.
The whole concept is that we don't use the land ultimately.
Right.
And we define time that they are supposed to take this land. If it's 10, 20, 30, 40 years.
That will not be there.
Differentiation that can be
The scorer. Uday. One Uday. But one is in the room.
thank you.
One is in the room.
Yes.
Because
You are
thank you very much. We are scores. We both are scores.
再放他去楼下。
And me, I'm the referee. Yeah, referee. 换一次没有，换一次应该带。
哦，对，就是胜利。
Best scorer. One is one. What? 可以啊，可以啊。有人走了，但你们还能。Okay, so picture for those who got a gift. Yeah. Together. Abdul. I want to bring my referee prize for you because you do a great job. This for you.
Why? For me?
Yes.
Really?
The referee prize is for you. Because when we need you, you go and when we need you, you go and make a good scorer.
Yeah, yeah,
This is
yeah.
for you.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Thank you, very nice.
Which color do you want? Green or white? Green. Okay. And let me see. Referee.
So this is Taiwan. I guess in the past few days we already see a lot of maps like this. But in this map I would like to highlight two things. One, Taiwan is an island that is close to the continent of East Asia, but also the island connected to the future. It's a very big language family that extends from this island to Madagascar.
Pooling labor, pooling resources, you know, right?
In one, we have the vision of the day. And in the vision of the we have all representative of the group, we have all the different and what we
Will manage a commons sustainably. So the commons has a set of features, common pool resources, as a
Decision. Liberal, like in terms of the Canada decision or the.
I don't think in terms of more liberal or I don't know.
No, because in the Canada decision is more like state.
More neoliberal.
Yes, more like neoliberal.
Compensation, economic compensation that for sure it's not enough in terms of the damage that it caused to the society.
How are farmers
It looks like there's a fan and keep that. I needed them on Monday. They're from PG ma'am. Office keys with that Thank you so much.
Don't forget that. Ready? One and three.
And then our proposed solutions. This was gathered from the organized dialogues, as mentioned before, between the different communities of tribal grassroots youth and indigenous. And it calls for 200 million postal producers in all countries. Thank you.
A group of people start a movement about democracy. The context of the movement was the monopoly.
comes into being through different practices, and different societies create different realities through their practices. So in the West, because of the way we think, we produce capitalist exploitation or whatever, but other societies in the other ways that they think.
Those members create a coalition, minimum of 61 members to form a government. And we also have the Supreme Court. Supreme Court is basically the Supreme Court, the parliament and the government. They are three bodies that they are supposed to protect the democracy. We didn't say that in parliament we have
yeah, and also you can see not only this is map of Europe and also Europe world of map, yeah, so you can be for imagination. Yeah, political system. We have government. This is Supreme Executive Body. Government consists from Prime Minister to Vice Prime Minister.
And that has influenced our distribution system for settlements. So we'll be mostly located along the coast, in the valleys, and the hillsides that surround the valleys. We are tropical islands, so we are hot and humid all year long. We only have 2 seasons, a wet and a dry season. Currently, we're still in the dry season. And we are former English colony, however, we do have a strong French influence. England and France actually switched hands 14 times.
Niger, Chad, Cameroon, and Benin. That's Africa. Population, we have 36 states with a population of, with a approximately square kilometer of 923,768 kilometers square, with a GDP of 400 to 500 billion US dollars. Population 242.4 million.
Today, in the past, I used to see a lot of tourist videos. I don't know how it happened, but this time I guess that we were all told not to do that or something. But you really got into the meat of the issues that you're facing in your countries in a very effective way. So I just wanted to thank the presenters. They all did an excellent job. I don't want to be the person who is to do conclusions. That's not my goal. So I'll just underperforming in terms of yield, how there's yield gaps, etc. But I think the way they're measuring things is by yields of single commodities. If you go to a small-scale farm, you often find many diverse products in a small space. And so how we measure things really does matter. So I think we need to look at the value also in terms of productivity. I believe that small-scale farmers are also delivering productivity.
Basically, we manage the water. There's a limit of water that the farmer can use, and this is the only way that we can manage that. There was another question, but I remember the Palestinian question. This is a particular issue, so I don't want to.
All generation is against, because for them it's just expensive food, and a lot of organic farms are in the mountains, and they farms receive subsidized for this grassland and meat production, and haters of this type of farming says always that this is not enough and organic farm don't produce enough food, they don't feed the nation, and it's only we spending a lot of money on nothing.
In response to your first question regarding where does the tourism go and does that help, this is without any protection from the industry.
Here, but it might be helpful for everybody to have you turn around.
Okay, sorry. So in regards to this question regarding the revenue of the tourism consideration, I will say that our marketing is each of the carbon items are there are lots of them. And so everybody has to develop a certain niche with the tourism market for it to be sustainable. And the same mission we marketed for the heritage destinations that had resorts. And what ends up happening is that a lot of the money goes directly to the resorts, employment benefits for celebrations. And every employee in Senegal, it has to pay towards the NIC benefits. So at least if something does happen, you do have at least some temporary benefits for citizens. In regards to the funding for our projects, so that is part of a disaster.
Very important question about renewable energy. In Nigeria, definitely we have biomass energy, we have wind energy, hydropower energy, and solar energy. Nigeria receives abundant sunlight throughout the year, making solar energy one of the most promising renewable source. But therefore, we do have problem there. Definitely, there is accessibility in that, and there are a lot of plans.
With regards to the presentation of the
Sorry for jumping in again. I just wanted to highlight this idea of these like enclave economy, where the investor sets up shop and kind of gets all the brings all the imports free of tax into the investment. Oftentimes will bring even workers from abroad and can repatriate all the profits with very little linkages to the local economy. The way the literature talks about it is enclave economy. And I just curious if people have any experiences in mitigating that an investment only kind of generating benefit for the foreign investor, of maximizing kind of the benefits to the local economy. Just wondering if other countries have experiences with that they could share.
Anybody would like to respond to that? I guess benefits that the investor has to bring to the country, so you don't have to go in buying this environmentally sensitive economic publicly owned that they don't put more force on prior. You need to go buy this wetland and invest it into this place. You need to know what are you doing in school? Are you doing like they need to make a large investment in the country before they actually put it in.
Anybody else have examples of that?
I wish to mention about the experience in Kenya, especially in the tea production. You see, in Kenya, we have the colonial land where people are displaced, and we did multinationals doing the tea production. So what happened is that the locals looked at the immediate benefits of becoming tea pluckers, and they get new infrastructure, and the other is to give us jobs directly to the multinationals. However, I'll mention what probably is now trending about the biggest companies that are there, eating the region or the mirror. Now they have mechanized the plucking of tea, so they don't need even the
Indonesia is an impact country. We have around
we're really into despite the fact that all the presentations were extremely interesting, extremely engaging, really wonderful work that everyone is doing. I just wanted to just mention some highlights, maybe a few questions for the panelists and then some concluding remarks. So from ASME, I really loved how much you unpacked this customary tenure and the complexity of it and how it interacts with the state institutions. I would love to learn more, but I'm not going to challenge you in English right now. But really nice job with that.
My fellow colleagues, now I'm going to present my country presentation for you people to know where is Tuvalu, and Tuvalu is a big or a small country. So this is my topic, Tuvalu land relations, and our theme for this week is about situating the local in land relations in terms of land governance, rural development, and climate resilience.
Pastai, really engaging with the theme and of the week, and really interesting to see this depth of citizen engagement in land and sustainable development planning questions. I did have a question on this conflict resolution between customary and state. To what extent is the conflict resolution truly effective in kind of reconciling diverse interests? Or is it somewhat symbolic? Like, how does it actually function to the people who are disgruntled with the decision? Do they walk away satisfied? That would be a question. I can go question by question and stop and leave here, or I can just ask my question. How do you? Maybe you want to answer?
Thank you, Professor Laura, for your comments and your questions. In terms of the customary disputes, for example, there's two disputes on the lands about the Bulaga bits, where where the boundaries they disputed on. Sometimes the people that before the court, the family gather together and then discussion on telling that the leaders that telling them for the members that were not agreeing on that the land, to give the land, and then after that it's just misunderstanding. Like, for example, we have a dispute in airstrip, domestic airstrip. We are now in the process of establishing a domestic airstrip on the islands, and there has a disputed on one of the members of the extended families. They are not agreed to give the land because the families already give that land to them to use for build their houses. And after that, the leader of that clan or that extended family already agreed to the community to use that land, and then give another land to that family members. So after that, they stormed outside and their families they resolved that family discussion and then put it again on the confirmation letter to give to the community so that they agree on that. So you do achieve that? Yes.
Emphasizing the whole of last week, the land for its best use. About our kingdom, the kingdom of Eswatini is a very small country located in Africa, just in the southern part of Africa, at the bottom. It's a landlocked country, so we are almost inside South Africa. and our neighboring country is Mozambique and South Africa.
Yeah, Tacona. Also lovely to see how where's Tacona? How the citizens of Eswatini kind of embrace their culture. That was lovely to see. I had a question around polygamy and land registration. So some of the literature I reviewed for the chapter on women's land tenure in my book, I found that the actual form, people were saying that custom was discriminatory, but in the practice of registration, women were also discriminated. And so a lot of the literature, I would say from Rwanda and other places, highlighted how people who had formal marriage were often protected. If they had, some countries they ignored gender altogether, and of course the women did not fare well. But when they were very intentional about equity, often they failed to recognize these informal unions or polygamous unions. And so in the land registration process, the second, third, fourth wife would be kind of disadvantaged. So it sounds like maybe that's not the case in your country. Is it being done intentionally to have equity among the different countries?
Such that we ended up having a strong opposition against some of our customary norms. For example, a widow in my country, you would wear black for a number of years, like maybe 3 years, and you wouldn't be allowed to interact or mingle with people, and in some cases you were not allowed to go maybe to parliament or some important places. So women in my country were strongly pushing, wanting to get rid of all those barriers and all those things they were not happy about with the culture. So in the recent amendment of the constitution, because you have the king and everyone comes, there's a big crawl, we call it a people's parliament. So everyone's just speaking directly to the king. Then they were voicing out, and then upon that, the constitution was changed, which was now giving them rights to ownership of land, because previously, because there's this polygamy thing, so it was believed in the villages that if you have a woman residing by herself without a husband, then you would have many other men coming to that woman at night, whatever, which they believe is not right. So they were preventing women having ownership to their own land. So after the amendment, all those things changed, and things are getting better for women, and even now there's still more movements pushing towards more equity in a lot of other resources and a lot of other positions, political positions in parliament and other places. And at times the government is introducing some sort of, not necessarily a law, that says there should be at least 50% representation of women. Otherwise, that initiative should not continue. Something like that, just to give women that kind of equity.
So in land title, like all wives receive something.
So now, with the new constitution, you're allowed to own land. Even if you're not married, even if like you're a single person, you're allowed now to have it. I'm not sure if I'm answering correctly.
Maybe I'm thinking about it wrong. Like typically you have a family land that would be then formalized.
Yeah.
Oftentimes there are people using it that are not formed, and they don't have their names on the final document, and they get disadvantaged. Often
and I was thinking some days before, what am I doing here? How I ended up here, but I'm very happy that I am here, and that I gained all this knowledge, not only from the professors, but also from all participants and nations, and to see the way how they land, the importance and the development and transformation of their land. So my presentation is rural urban transformation equals to all migration and co-production of spatial knowledge. So I will be speaking more about use of public space in the urban area.
Leonita, I really loved this. Step one is listening.
just, I say that and I'm a moment of silence because listening is a crucial first step. And we don't talk enough about it, so that's lovely to see. And I also had this question on my book, my paper, is that do you ever try to shape formal planning processes? But then you showed this example of how these interventions, informal interventions, actually themselves create change. So that's very interesting to me that, they start a dialogue, I guess, create awareness. So I don't know, is that enough, I guess, for transforming public spaces for public interest? This is an interesting question. I'll let you answer, and then I'll close with 1 or 2 minutes of remarks.
I was going to ask that, but you kind of answered the question that the impact comes from simply opening a dialogue, right? So I just wonder, is there like a need to engage in a formal public planning of public space, or is your NGO's like change strategy simply creating conversations that have uncertain?
Well, raising awareness and opening dialogue is the first step, because we need to listen to different perspectives, often that are excluded from the discussion and decision making. But
actually change in space.
No, but that cannot change the situation of public space in the city, and it can risk to become symbolic if it goes only that way. So our ambition is that these voices can be, we can create a platform to the institution that these voices are legitimate producers of knowledge. So the community can count as a legitimate producer of knowledge about the city and everyday life. So we tend to, so that can affect the public policy and legislation in municipal level, if I may. Okay, thank you.
She's talking about the women's rights, but what is making the women happier is the fact that now in South Africa, a woman can marry more than one husband. What we are saying is that what we are saying is that while it is very happy when we have personal beliefs, and these are some of the things that we were studying about in terms of stereotype. You can imagine that someone comes from Kenya, even the one speaking, you think I have like 13, 14 wives. These are their individuals. But we appreciate the fact that these are things that were codified under culture, and there were systems that were running. But now lifestyle is changing because people are moving to the urban areas. People are no longer living communally. There are times people are living communally. I was telling Daniela this in our discussion that then a child and a woman or even a husband was a communal arrangement. It's known that these are husband to so and so. And now as it is, I think what was Western was that ring that would be placed on the finger, and I've not seen anyone here with one. And that was the only thing that would be removed at any time and replaced at any time. In my culture, once a woman would be married, they used to have bangles placed on their feet. That was a mark of honor that would not be removed when your husband passes on. And these are cultural things that when we sit to discuss about, we are very serious respect and attachment. And by the way, I would want to mention about a very important thing about decision making by a family. By the fact that, and I saw in one of the presentations, by the fact that it's argued that the land belongs to the man, it does not mean the man makes decisions. You get to most units, it's actually the women who make decisions. Decisions that matter to their children, to their husband and all that. And they play a very critical role to succession management, to protect many interests. But it appears, because in some cultures in our region, you'll find that women don't necessarily speak in public with ease. That is why even in focus group discussions, you'll have differentiated groups.
The gender issue is quite interesting. I'll just kind of comment on what the literature says about some of these things. On this issue of the formal voice in public setting not representing all of what happens in terms of who actually shapes decisions. The literature supports that point, that a lot happens behind the scenes. Some of the literature also is very critical of Western feminism coming into other contexts and assuming that marriage looks the same, that kinship looks the same, that having a voice looks the same as it does in the West. And oftentimes kind of messing things up because they've misunderstood what conjugality is in an African context. So that's also very important to not assume that what gender equity or empowerment means in different contexts can look very different. So just to kind of weigh in that way. I have a paper from Tibet on a society where women married brothers, like multiple brothers. Very strange. Yeah. And if you read about it, because of the historical context and the ecological context, that marriage practice makes sense. So, yeah, marriage is complex and all of those things. But one thing that the literature also says, when you formalize the complex set of entitlements gets simplified in the name of one or two people, then that does create winners and losers. And so in any kind of tenure reform, it's important to kind of recognize what is the existing distribution of entitlements so that the formalization process does not.
Okay, so now we're going to announce our word of the day, drum roll.
So the winner of this week's presentation is from Kosovo, Leonid. But everybody did a beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. You're trying to get a photo? Okay. The president too? Yeah, the president and Laura again, please join you.
Can I go again?